Hi, and welcome back to your government-mandated screen time on YouTube. So from the Santa hat, you might be thinking, yo, this man is Santa Claus. But no, dear child, I'm far much worse than that.
But you have the Santa hat on.
No.
So the holiday season is probably the season that's most filled with traditions, memories, trauma, uncomfortably stuffed inside of it like your mother's first attempt at a Thanksgiving turkey. So today I decided that I'm going to tell you guys about some of my memories and traditions that happen around this season. And yes, dear Jimothy, I did do this because I couldn't think of another video idea. But before we get into all that, YouTube Analytics has told me that basically all of you watching right now are not subscribed. So if you wish to keep those kidneys you hold so dear, then you better subscribe, because if you don't, you'll wake up with a lack of a kidney on Christmas morning. And if you are asking yourself, yes, commenting and liking are also required in this mutual exchange. Anyway, schools across the globe basically always like to do some sort of Christmas party type thing the day before winter break starts. You know, those basic stupid things where you'd all sit on the carpet and watch the Polar Express for the 69th time. The only year that I could think of that one of my teachers didn't really do something that big and extravagant was in 4th grade. In this particular year, I had one of those weird, wacky, and quirky teachers. And don't get me wrong, I mean all those words in the worst way possible. I would go into depth about what she did, but I'll probably dedicate a full video to that sometime down the road. But at this point you may be asking yourself, if you guys didn't really do a Christmas party thing, what did you do? And the answer to that is very easy. Nothing. Instead of showing us the Polar Express for the 420th time, my teacher opted to show us some random documentaries about Santa Claus and something called Krampus. And that specific Santa Claus documentary should have killed my childlike wonder, considering the conclusion I jumped to after watching it. You may be confused for why I said that, so let me explain. The documentary was mainly about the real-life legend of Santa Claus, the real man called Nicholas that went around on a sleigh giving away random presents. And near the end of the documentary, it started getting into the more fantasy elements where it talked about the reindeer footprint stopping and starting, and how out of nowhere Santa was never seen again, and he disappeared. Most stupid and denial kids would think that this would be the start of the time of Santa's life, where he'd live in isolation as a sad, lonely, and drunken man. But since I am a special kid, I had a very different thought process about all this information that was just randomly dumped on me. I thought that since he had randomly disappeared and he was never seen again, that could only mean one thing. Santa had died. You know, just what any normal kid would think. And on any normal occasion, this would scar me and make me never see the fat man the same way again. But for some reason, this particular instance, it didn't. For some reason, my brain was just like, well, I guess he's dead. But if you think I was already done talking about this day, boy would you be wrong. Remember when I said that she also showed us a documentary about Krampus? Well, yeah, this had a big significance because it actually killed my childlike wonder. So if you don't know what Krampus is, let me explain to you from the first result that popped up on Google since I threw that information in the bottomless pit of please let me forget this. Krampus is a half-goat, half-demon monster that punishes misbehaving children at Christmas time. Not so creepy until you look at the first images that pop up on Google and you realize how easily I got scared and creeped out. And this documentary got very specific and showed many images that portrayed Krampus kidnapping children on Christmas Eve and basically torturing them. This creeped me out so much that even though I forgot all the information that it told me in the documentary, I still remember the creepy images to this day. And sometimes they just pop up into my head like, hey, do you remember me? And I don't want to. Please, stay back. I have a gun now. You cannot approach me, child. But obviously, even when it pops up, I'm not creeped out anymore. I don't get creeped out that easily.
Liar!
And by the way, no offense to people who actually celebrate this, but your tradition kinda scares me. And once again, I'm still not done talking about this day because we didn't even finish the documentary since we had to do math. Yes, math! And if I remember correctly, we had to work on a project as well. And I know this may sound like I'm complaining a bit too much, but it's elementary school. We should be doing nothing before winter break, because even in middle school, we did nothing before winter break. Why couldn't it happen here? I know I was creeped out, Mrs. Teacher, but I still wanted to finish the documentary. It was interesting. And to cap off the year, this day we had to push all the desks in a corner and got yelled at since the school classified us as the second most dirtiest classroom. That was certainly a way to end the year. Anyway, we're done talking about this stupid day, and now it's time to talk about other stupid things/days. And what better thing to talk about than the fat man himself? Again. I guess this video just turned out to be a rant about Santa Claus. But I don't care. Anyway, I'm pretty sure that most, if not all of us, have done the yearly ritual of sitting on Santa's lap and whispering what we want for Christmas into his ear. Usually things like this would happen inside a mall, at a Christmas party, a random store, something like that. But when I was in 2nd grade, they decided to hire an old man and an old lady to be Mr. and Mrs. Claus. And naturally, probably every single kid in the school had to take turns sitting on this poor man's lap. And no, nothing over the top like a kid yelling and crying because he wasn't first didn't happen. I wasn't trying to go in that direction anyway. I'm here to question the morality of Santa Claus. We all know that Santa's naughty and nice list is just a whole load of crap made to make children do their best to behave. Especially around the holiday season, where on any normal year, lots of people would be coming over and they'd need a way to make kids behave around all of these people. But is this a good thing? Does lying to children at a young age enable them to lie to you in the future when they realize that it's all not true? Or is lying justified if the outcome for the most part is positive?
Boy, if you don't get Christmas wish lists.
Something that's usually included in my to-do list when December rolls around. Thinking of these wish lists were always so fun and easy when I was a small child. All I had to do was think back to the commercials on TV that actually caught my attention and the things that were popular amongst my friends that actually looked cool. But nowadays, it's become hard for me to think of anything. I know I'm not really a child anymore, but our game is really the only thing I can think of when I think about things I want for Christmas. And honestly, it's kind of weird how back then I would absolutely hate getting clothes for Christmas, but now it's not really that bad. Have we really descended into only liking electronics like the old people say? Were our parents actually correct? Today marks the day I start recording my scientific advancements. The current day is I hope I can regularly record in these things, but that's beside the point. I'll find time in my day. Anyway, today I have made a massive discovery, like huge, humongous. After spending time with local psychologist and his wife Stephanie, the power of raw, unfiltered emotion, well, it has come to my attention. The amount it can do to the human body and the brain gave me a wonderful idea. Instead of using normal things like electricity as the only reasonable source of power, we could harness the power of raw emotion. It's such an obvious thing that for some reason nobody has thought of. So I booked a time slot where I will talk to the world's most famous scientist. Hopefully I said that right. And, hopefully he will help me on my quest to make the world a better place. Help me revolutionize the world. Anyway, that's all for today, hopefully. I'll be able to see something tomorrow, or whenever I make another discovery. But anyway, those were some of my memories, traditions, and overall just thoughts about some stuff. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please like and subscribe, and see you guys probably next year.
Like I said, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you have happy Christmas, New Year, whatever you celebrate. If you celebrate nothing, a good winter break, I guess. So,
that was a video. Like I said before, like and subscribe and comment, because that's important. Yes. Increase the numbers, please. 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 Increase the number.